Listen, I don't know who lied to you, but pain and discomfort are non-negotiable in this life. There's no getting around it. The ego wants to save you from pain and discomfort, and it does so in so many very interesting kinds of ways. But there is no getting around it. Being human is painful. It's uncomfortable. That is part of the reason why we came here, to feel that contrast, to feel the tension of being human. Now, with that said, you do have a choice as to the variety of pain and discomfort that you feel. There are two kinds. There are those sensations there is the pain and discomfort of avoidance, of never reaching your goals, of never finding true love, of being alone, of being lonely, of all of those sorts of things. And there's the pain and discomfort of facing yourself and doing that gnarly work of looking at the parts of you that are uncomfortable and painful to look at. Now, the thing about the first path, the avoidance path, the trying to avoid discomfort and pain, is the discomfort and pain that you're already in doesn't fucking go away just because you're trying to make it go away. Putting band-aids on it, trying to discipline your way out of your self-sabotage patterns, trying to alone time your way into real love. That shit does not work. You have to face yourself. The easy path is the path of comfort. Perceived comfort, I might add. There's nothing comfortable about being human. We are not here to be comfortable. We're here to expand. We're here to grow. We're here to be burned in the fire of passion and desire. We're here to reach new heights. We're here to do everything really but be comfortable. If comfort is your goal, what you will find at the end of that journey is that all you have left is pain and discomfort. You will not have the money that you want, the dream career that you want. You will not have, for certain, the love that you want. Because you don't get any of those things by being comfortable, by being unwilling to do the hard work of facing yourself. And if you ask me, that's a different kind of pain. A pain of regret, a pain of a life wasted, the pain of precious time that you will never, ever, ever fucking get back. And inevitably along the way, the impact that you have had on others when you are being avoidant of facing yourself, you also have karma from that. Hurt people hurt people. If you don't take the time to heal, to face the parts of yourself that are sabotaging your life, that are keeping you from real love, from real intimacy, if you're operating out of fear, out of avoidance, out of the ego's need for protection of your identity, you will inevitably hurt people in that process because you are not connected to the bigger, higher thing. You're like a wounded animal in a corner. And anyone who's trying to come and help you, you're just lashing out at them because you're scared. You're asking for help, and then someone comes in to help you, to love you, to build with you, and you scratch their eyes out. And then you go back in your corner and you cry about how you don't know why you can't have what you want and nothing's working out, and you just go back to trying to force yourself through your self-sabotage patterns by doing one challenge or another, or trying to do yet another routine that's not going to stick, because the routine is not the problem. The effort, the things that you're doing to work towards what it is you're trying to accomplish, that isn't the problem. The problem is that there are parts of you that are in pain, that are wounded, that are scared, that are alone, and you're fucking ignoring them. You're ignoring them, and they're crying out for help, and they're getting in the way of you getting the things that you say that you want, because it just makes them more scared. And instead of treating those parts of you like parts of you that need you, that need your attention, that need you to give them presence and love and care, you bulldoze them. And if you're not bulldozing yourself, you're bulldozing other people around you who do not fucking deserve it. Side note, I just looked, and this recording is recording number 666. You're avoiding the devil. It seems like something you should do. But the problem is that anything the ego is not familiar with, it will classify as the devil. Your ego is not interested in you achieving your goals. Your ego is not interested in you having a real, intimate, deep, healthy relationship. Your ego doesn't give a fuck about any of that. Your ego only cares about keeping you locked into what you're used to. Because what you're used to is the familiar devil. Even if it's fucking shitty, even if it fucking sucks, the thing about it is, it's the known evil. You know how that pattern's going to go. You know the tools you need. You know the weapons you need to fight that fight. But stepping to the unknown, you don't know what you need. You don't know if you're prepared. You don't know if you have the right tools. And it's terrifying. I get it. It's scary. And sure, there's an amount of preparation that you can do. You can get good at a lot of different tools, get good at a lot of different skills, so that when the unknown thing that's coming around that corner, you know that you have at least something that you could probably fight that motherfucker with if it's something dangerous. But a lot of times, what the ego registers as danger is just simply that which is unfamiliar. And the irony of that is that if all you've experienced is dysfunctional love and toxic relationships and energy vampires and people pulling on you and stealing from you, being faced with somebody who is none of those things, they will feel dangerous to you. Being faced with having to own who you really are and strip away the masks that have allegedly protected you. I say allegedly because you're still in pain, aren't you? All that fake ass wholeness, all the masks you've been wearing, all the personas and performative hee ha-has that you've been doing to not let people in, to not have to do the real work. Has it actually saved you from any pain or discomfort? Or are you just the one hurting yourself instead of the potential of somebody else hurting you? Because at least that, I understand that, at least that, if you're the one hurting yourself, you have control over that, don't you? You can own that. There's no one to blame. You don't feel like a victim. You don't feel helpless to the whims of other people or circumstance or life. I understand that. But I'm also far enough down the path to understand that it doesn't work. You don't get to get out of pain or discomfort in this life. So just give that up right now. Give it up, give it up, give it up. You have to agree to feel pain as a human being. You have to agree to feel discomfort as a human being. Every time you think that you're going to get to a place where you'll never feel pain or discomfort ever again, you're in trouble. There's no getting around it. There's only choosing what variety of pain that you want. Let's take health and fitness, for example. You can deal with the pain and the discomfort of watching what you eat and going to the gym and feeling that pain and discomfort of muscle fatigue and muscle soreness and the mental discomfort of wanting to do other things rather than get up and go to the gym or wanting to do anything else, right? Or you cannot do any of that. You cannot give a fuck about your health. You cannot take care of your body because it's easier to avoid that pain and discomfort of the discipline that's required to take care of your body. Sure. But what's on the back end of that? Disease, terminal illness, injury, a different kind of pain and discomfort. Again, you're not going to get around it. You're going to feel pain and you're going to feel discomfort in this life, period. Non-negotiable. But what kind of pain and discomfort are you willing to endure? There's the pain of the fire, of purification, of facing yourself, of standing in front of that person who wants to love you and seeing all of those parts of you that want to fight that, facing the pain that they feel that they're trying to protect you from by not allowing yourself to open up again. It's hard and it's intense up front. But the back end is where you find peace, where you find bliss, where you find ease. Or you can take the easy route, the route that looks easy up front. You don't have to face yourself. Nobody's challenging you. There's nothing threatening about being with someone you don't really give a fuck about. You get that little bit of connection. You get that little bit of success. Mediocre. Easy. Sure. That's a choice. Certainly a choice. I would never be okay with that. A half-assed love, a half-assed life, simply because I wasn't willing to face the fire, to face my own pain, to do the fucking work. That life is not for me. I respect it if that's what you want to choose. It's not easy. It's not fun. It's fucking nasty work. It's nasty work. But then you reach your quota of the discomfort and pain, and then you're good. Or you can drag that shit out for the rest of your life because you're unwilling to face the fire, because you're unwilling to do what needs to be done to get to the other side, to get to the top of the mountain with that breathtaking view. Oh, you don't want to do the hard work. You don't want to climb the mountain because it's hard. So you're just going to walk around the mountain over and over and over and over and over again and just wish that you could get to the top. Wish that you could see the life that you want, to experience heaven on earth, but you're not willing to climb the mountain? You can't get there from there. You got to choose. And the choice is not a life without pain. A life with pain and discomfort is inevitable. Because even if you do the hard path, you do that gnarly work, you face yourself in your pain and you heal and you integrate all of those fragmented, wounded parts of yourself, you will still experience loss in your life. Loved ones will pass. People that have promised to walk alongside of you will get to a point in their work where they can't do it, where they won't continue to grow and open and expand because it's too hard, because it's too painful, because it's too scary, because they're too addicted to what they're used to, because they don't have trust in God or in the process, or they don't understand the process. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can stay with them and end up in another kind of pain, which is that pain of resisting your expansion. Or you can keep it moving and have to grieve the loss. At the end of the day, my point is, you do not get out of pain and discomfort in this life. You have to accept that it is part of this human experience package that you've signed up for. Once you stop trying to avoid pain and discomfort, you will liberate yourself to be able to make the choice of which kind of pain and discomfort you would like to experience. Personally, I recommend doing the productive kind of pain, the healing kind of pain and discomfort. I do not recommend the being stuck and stagnant and bound up in a hole kind of pain. That's the difference. Necessary pain and discomfort that leads to growth, that leads to love, that leads to a life of your dreams, or the kind of pain and discomfort that comes from being unwilling to move forward. And then you begin to expand more and more anyway, because we just really can't help it. And you're living in a space that's too tight, it's too small. And eventually that will kill you. It'll suffocate you. That's a different kind of pain. Personally, I don't recommend it, but hey, your kink is your kink. You do what you got to do. Sorry, this was a bit of doom and gloom, but I get really frustrated when I watch people that I care about choose the other path. It makes me sad. Of course, I'm frustrated that I'm not getting what I want. But more than anything, it makes me sad because I know I will get what I want, because I'm willing to face the fire. I'm willing to do the work, and God, the universe, source, will absolutely reward you for that. But I'm always a test and a fork in the road, unfortunately, for those who come into intimate contact with me. And if you say no to this path, there is nothing good that comes out of it. Not because you're not choosing me, not because you're not doing what I think you should be doing, because you're choosing the wrong path. It's not about me. I'm just a lighthouse on the path. And it looks scary because I'm like, hi, would you like to face all of your deepest, darkest pain? Hello, would you like to see the parts of you that are crying and wounded and starving? Would you like to meet those parts of yourself? And you're like, what the fuck? No, why would I want to do that? The other part is like, oh, you don't have to do that at all. You don't have to do that. You just do this. And you don't have to look at that at all. It's very enticing, is it not, when you're faced with that choice? I understand. But the other path is a fucking trap. Because if you choose that other path, what you end up in is in the pits of hell. The devil is incredibly seductive. The devil comes to you with, oh, look, you can get out of all of these things, all of this pain, all of this discomfort. You could just do this easy way. It'll be so easy. It's a fucking lie. Meanwhile, the other path is like, yo, yeah, you could get to heaven up on that mountain, but that's a steep fucking mountain. You got to train for it. You got to be able to carry that backpack up that shit. You're going to get blisters. It's going to be really fucking hard, but it's heaven up there. There's heaven up there. So I guess, making this podcast episode so that you understand what's on the other side of the choice you're being presented. That on the surface, the easy, comfortable path looks like the move, because what you're looking for at the end of your journey is comfort and ease and bliss and pleasure and joy. But you don't get that up front. You only get that after you do the work. It's the end result. If someone's promising you that up front, it's probably too good to be true. It's probably a trap. You're probably getting fucking bamboozled. Not always, but in my experience, the easy way out, the comfortable way out, the familiar way out is only going to land you right back where you started. If you're not getting what the fuck you want, you cannot keep doing the same exact thing you've been doing, because that what you're doing is getting you the result that you don't want. It's cliche because it's true. If you want something different, you have to do something different. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect the result to be different. This is a science-based, math-based reality. 2 + 2 will always equal 4. If you do not want to end up with 4, don't add 2 + 2. You have to add something else together. You have to put something else in the mix. And some of y'all are like, oh, well, but I did 1 + 3. Baby, that's still 4. Yeah, but I did 8 divided by 2. It's still 4. You're still doing the same thing. If you are ending up in the same place, even if you think you're doing things differently, you're not doing things differently. Something has not changed. Something crucial has not shifted. Wherever you keep landing is an indication of the path that you're on. If you land somewhere new, oh good, then you've taken a different path. Wonderful. But if you keep ending up right where you end up all the time, no matter what you do, no matter what 30-day challenge you do, no matter what relationship TikTok reel you watch or affirmations you do or what have you, if you keep ending up right where you are, it's because there's a part of you that wants you right there, right where you keep ending up. It wants you there because it's safe to them, because it's comfortable and familiar. Even if it's fucked up, even if it's toxic, even if it sucks. Safe and familiar is the only thing the ego cares about. It doesn't give a fuck about your goals. It doesn't give a fuck about the fact that you want real love and a family and a future and a life. It only cares about you staying in the same place. This soul work journey, this shadow work journey is about not letting the ego choose your path anymore. And in the beginning, it is difficult. You have to keep choosing the soul path, the path of discomfort. And there's some nuances to that, of course. We'll talk about that in another episode. But in general, you can't discipline yourself out of self-sabotage, and you cannot alone time your way into real love. You have to face yourself. And if you don't want to do that, then that's fine. You're not going to get the prize. You're not going to get to the heaven on earth at the top of that mountain if you're not willing to climb it. And that is a choice. You get to choose the view that you want. If you want to just look at the bottom of the base of the mountain and be down in the dark in the woods and just circle and circle and circle and circle and use your time and energy to not get anywhere, that is a choice. I have no judgment about that. My judgment is never the choice. My judgment is if you're making that choice unconsciously. If you choose consciously, I don't want to go up that mountain. I'm fucking tired. I don't want to do my shadow work. I don't want to face myself. It's too hard for me right now. I just want to take a leisurely stroll around the base of this mountain. I want to see the path that I've seen over and over again. It's just easier for me, and that's what I'm choosing. Go forth. Go with God. I'll support you. I'll support you in your conscious choice, whatever that is. What really grinds my gears is someone who comes to me and says, Penelope, I want to get to the top of that mountain. I want to experience heaven in this life before I die. I want to have this beautiful dream career and my purpose and a relationship and all of those things. And I'll say, wonderful. I can help you do that. And they're like, but I only want to just walk around the base of the mountain. I don't want to actually climb the mountain. Miss Ma'am, I can't help you. I can't help you. You can't get there from there. If you want the heaven on earth, you have to do the work. You can't not do the work and get the heaven on earth. It doesn't work like that. You have to choose. I don't care what you choose, but do not put me in a crazy, impossible predicament where you're expecting me to get you to the heaven on earth on top of that mountain, but you won't fucking climb it. Bitch, I'm not going to carry you up there. I'm not going to waste my life force energy and my time doing the extra work of lugging you up that mountain. I can't even do that. It's not even possible for me to do it. And it's super frustrating. I do not like it. And one of my greatest joys in life is to get people up to that mountain because I've been there and I know what it feels like. And fuck, it's amazing. It's worth it. It's the thing you're looking for in that easy path of comfort and the easy path of familiarity. It's the thing that you're looking for in that path that you will never get on that path. There is ease and sweetness and joy and bliss and connection and intimacy. There is all of those things, but not on the other path. You cannot get there from there. All right, hopefully I've made my point. If you enjoyed this little rant, leave a comment. If I know some podcast platforms, you can leave a comment. Check out gonegoddess.com. I teach you how to get better at the discomfort of the harder path, of the productive path, of the path that actually is going to lead you to where you want to get to. I can help you move through that. There's books, courses, and one-on-one sessions as well. Goddess School is rolling. It's the big comprehensive program that will get you all the tools you need to climb that mountain. And we have live weekly calls where you can come and bring your questions and we can chat about these things. And I will give you supplemental teachings based on whatever module you're going through. Yes, it's a journey. Yes, it's hard. It can be difficult and challenging, but that's why I went ahead of you and I did the work and I figured out that process and what tools you need where on what part of the mountain. And that is a really important thing. And that is what Goddess School does. Gives you the tools, but not only that, tells you which tool to use on which part of the mountain to make your ascent a little bit easier, as easy as it can be, in the inherent discomfort and sometimes painful nature of that climb. So, that's all for now, and I will talk to you again soon.